Remember this. I know we're missing something here. If you can remember from last episode, by the way, welcome to Primitier, the land in which everything is possible. And by everything, I do mean everything. A whole setup we took a whole episode to build can just vanish between the episodes. Well, not really vanish, I deconstructed it. Because what did happen? I took the block because... oh well, whatever. Well, our setup is still quite alive, and as you can see, I used some stones, which I put between the walls. The size of the stone is way too small and not precise, I know, but the reason is because... One is missing. The reason is because it doesn't have to be. The size is already given by the extent of the rubber, so it can't. Everything is a cube here, so it's not like it can quill over the stone. You see. So technically speaking, we didn't really have to precise cut the rubber because we could have positioned it like this on the right height with nothing left and right, and it still would be viable. It just looked better, okay? So it wasn't for nothing. And the whole idea wasn't for nothing either. As you can see, I deconstructed the old model, but would I leave you without anything new? I know it's much more fun doing this inside of an episode, but I didn't know if it quite worked, so I didn't want to do a whole other episode with nothing. And that's why we have something else. Come with me. As you can see, I've bit around a little bit and used a lot of materials, and the precision cutter is gone. Oh no! That's because in between episodes I actually learned how to design a precision cutter precisely. And here's what we did. For you, it may not look like anything, so let me explain. Let me show you around from the front. Whoops, from the front, I think. That's quite the angle. Right. So let's get the X out of the way and everything we don't need. I should have cleaned up before I started, but I'm too excited right now. You may understand. So as you can see, we've got a few things here. Actually, let me reposition a little bit. The first is the table. The black is the plastic we have from the base, the door we cut out, because we got quite a lot door material. So we should just do more bases, I think. With a nice little table in the front. That's nice. We still have the lamp, this time the other way around, so we can switch out batteries whenever we find them. Still don't know if I leave it down there or put it in the back there. We'll see. That's not the important part. And we don't need this here. Yep. Okay, this is everything we need. As you can see, we've got a brick. This is my first brick. Not inside the episode, I know, I'm sorry, but this should be easy to replicate. We've got a big stone here, which we position between not 4, but 2 of these. Actually, let's position it like this. Let's turn it. So, and as you can see, I did call it biggie not for no reason. It's quite big. And that's why we got a precision cutter, which can't damage the table. It shouldn't be able to, at least. And now, if I use gravity, That's something, isn't it? I can show you how to build one. I stole the design. Well, not the design. The design is quite something. You can't really steal a design since you can't always have the same materials as someone else. But the method of how to build it, I stole again. You've got 3 tries to guess. I'm not watching many Primitier YouTubers. One of them is really out there. I forgot the name of the, who was it? The green-haired one? I forgot the name. They're doing really great constructions, but something like miniguns and huge automobiles, but that's way too advanced for where we are right now. We need a lot of electric motors, understanding of the physics and electricity and everything. Also, they're doing it in creative with all the given materials from a spawn menu. So I'm not really watching them because I can't get quite inspired there. But from the lovely Kurosaki, they got a pretty good tutorial on how to do such a cutter. I will demonstrate it, but the way I will do it is not my own. For now, though, where's my hammer? Here's my hammer. So we're getting this into shape until we have a nice and fine brick. Actually, if I would do 2 precision cutters, I would just need to get the height. You know what? Instead of doing the tutorial for nothing, I will show you practically because we need it. How about that? Why is there phantom for speed? Oh no, it's just too low. So I need to get some height back. Huh? No, there's... Sometimes materials push each other away for some reason. Oops. Eh? Okay, now, could you just go on to the right? Why can't I push it into the right corner? I wonder. And I decided to use the plastic because I did need a contrast. I didn't want stone on stone. I was thinking about plastic on stone, but this way around actually looks pretty good. So I've got no complaint. Why can't it be precisely onto each other? What if I I grabbed the wrong thing. No, I connected it to the wrong thing. Oh, this game sometimes. Okay, now, can you please connect to the corner? It seems like the precise height. I don't know why it doesn't from this angle. There seems to be some funky visual. Okay, first off, we're cutting this corner just with gravity alone. Just with gravity alone. Just with gravity alone. Okay. Perfect. Oh, you love to see it. Okay, and instead of hammering on it again to get this size right, we're now building the other side. Give me a moment. For some reason... Technical difficulties. I got to remember to cut this out, or it will sound funny. Okay, we're back. What do I need? I do need 2 bearings, and we got a few bearings in last... Where did I put them? Someone remember where I put the bearings I brought with me? Oh, here. I didn't put them away. That's why I didn't find them. I know the camera is still there, That's why we need it over there. I'm just gathering materials, is all. And the light, actually, I want in the back. Now that I decided. Okay. So, we need a few things. We need 2 bearings. One technically is enough. The second one is for easier use. The hammer goes away for a moment. 1 axis, because it looks fine. The axis is the handle. You can use any material for the handle. I like to use an axis because it just complements the round shape. Next up, you need, what will you call it? Something like a seat bed. What I mean is... Oh, that's not good. This here, where the first bearing is on top of. I don't want it to be where the hammer is, so I put it in the back here. Like this, but we're not connecting it just yet. The next thing we need is any long material. It doesn't have to be too long, but it would be fine if it's long. Now, what did I do? I don't know. I didn't see it. Now, let's get the camera closer so you can really see what I'm doing. Like this. Right. On the axis where you want to cut, okay, you connect the material, the long rod, in a 90-degree right. I'm doing it diagonally here. Usually you can put it directly next to the stone here, because usually you build on top. This thing though I built behind, so I put the rod diagonally from it, so it is next to the thing we want to connect. Oh, I did a mistake. I don't want to connect the big rock, because the big rock will not be flush to the stone in front. Or if you build it the other way around, it will not be flush to the one below. It will always be in a distance, you see? Further back. How far back, we will see. Because next up, we're connecting a bearing, the big round part, on top. Wait, how did I do that? Right. I'm new to this, sorry. So we're connecting it basically to the side here, so it's flush. If you hold it, you can see a square outline, because it's hard to work with the round part alone. And the side of the bearing is flush with the side of this thing. And now we align, because, as you can see, the axis is outwards. And this is what messed us up last time when we built the freehand, when we tried to build over there. That's where the problem came in, this little part. And the way you deal with this is by aligning the bottom part here and trying to connect the axis to the rod we placed earlier. Then I have to go down to really see it, because this is quite finicky in my opinion. As I was saying, let's get another sturdier material. Like I said, it's not important what you use here. It's more important that it actually works. So I'm putting this one again flush with the front part, but in my case, diagonally from it, because I need it further back. And now we try the same again. What do we want? We want this. Because this is how we measure the distance. We want the blade exactly where this is. It doesn't matter how big the measurement material is, because it will be switched out anyway. Now we do want to connect this. Alright, this looks good. Now we connect the big thing to the ground. And now if we get rid of the measurement stick, the bearing moved a little, so it may not be perfectly perfect there, but it should be just enough. So technically speaking, the outer part of the bearing is now flush with the side of the stone, and therefore perfectly to cut our clay. Now, how do we continue? Easy enough. We get a small handle I usually like to use in this case. Give me a second. There's no need to really move the camera around for this. To make this one smaller, so it's actually usable. Okay. And now I personally now like to hold the axis, because the axis has the same cubic outline the ring here had. And with this cube, we're putting the handle straight against it, okay? So, but we can't really cut with wood. So let me quickly see if I have any cutter around. There should be at least one iron blade, the kitchen knife. The kitchen knife is still around, and we're not using it right now, so let's use it. Although, it's even long enough. Perfect. So, now on the next step, we do want the connection of the kitchen knife in the innermost part of the wood. Just like that. I'm switching the camera now because we're close to the end. And as you can see, hopefully, the knife attaches on the far left side here, just where it would connect to the bearing itself. Like it would be against the bearing, you see? So it doesn't matter how thick the wood is. The only thing that matters is that the wood in its turning point would not interfere with the clay. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter how thick it is. It could be such a log. Well, it has some weight to it, which will mess you up, but technically speaking, it doesn't matter. What matters is that the blade is as far on the side as it can be without being diagonally. That's what matters here. Next up, we're gonna make our life easier. We're gonna take one of these, and you also might want to lift the blade when you work with it, because it can happen that if you attach something to it and it rests against a big block, the blade itself will connect to the block, and I can't tell you how annoying that can be. So we're lifting up the blade, and next up we want this to be diagonally diagonal. I mean, doesn't really matter, right? It's not even really attached anymore. I don't know how that works, but the reason why we want this as far away from the stone as possible is because in this case, I did have the bearing more to the left side, which is closer to the stones, which meant that if it goes down, it touches the stone, which will create friction at some point because the bearing has some room to wiggle. And if you connect it diagonally, or I mean, if it's such a lock, it doesn't matter where it is. It just has to be a little bit far away from the stone itself. And luckily we have diagonally positions. Can you see? Yeah. I'm going closer so you can actually see it. That's how I do it. That's how it works. And now we've got a handle. And to make it easier to grab, we're lifting this one up again. No, wait. We're grabbing here and lifting by this. So nothing connects to the table where it doesn't have to be. Connecting the two cube outlines. And we're having a handle. And that's the precision cutter. It's iron, so it should be weak enough to not cut the table, but you always want to make sure to rest it easily. Now we've got two cutters. From no cutter to two cutters. And in theory, now we would just want to swing it to the side and gravity should do the rest. If you really want to, if you really want to, you technically could do something like this for even more gravity. I mean, it looks awful, but it makes easier to swing down. The reason I'm using gravity, whoa, my God, okay, I'm not doing the stone. I now realize why the stone is a bad idea. It swings way too much. Okay, the reason I'm not doing it manually is because, as we've seen with the wiggle, if I grab here, the handle has a wiggle on it, right? So it's not precise anymore if you cut slightly to the left or the right because you're grabbing the handle wrong. Like, imagine this would be now the angle of the blade. You would be far off the stone. So the easiest thing to do is to go into position where gravity can kick in and just let it go, because it will go down smoothly anyway. And as you can see, it's kind of flush with the upper side. Not perfectly, but it works. It's absolutely flush with this side. And it's absolutely flush with this side. And do you know what I just now realized? If you use 3 precision cutters like this, you could just turn it around, put it on the third, and have the upper part cut off. So we don't even need a hammer anymore. Was all this for nothing? Well, it kind of wasn't, because we now got this going, and technically speaking, I can still build the third thing. I really should build the third thing. Like, from this, I just take it, put it 90 degrees to the side, and just have another cutter going this way. Or I just mess around with this cutter so much that I got the right height, which actually doesn't matter because we only have 2 stones by now. So I can just redo them and get them to the right height. So any size of brick, well, nearly any size of brick, it's about the range of the iron here, but practically any size of brick I can turn into same size bricks now. They are... Speaking about perfection. Well, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Just the length for some reason. I don't know why the length is not perfect. Let's put this one into the cutter again. Let's see if I did something wrong there. Oh, oh, now it could be too much. Why did it do that? Okay, so it seems like the precision cutters are not the most precise thing ever in existence. Oh, it went to the top now. Can't tell you how much I don't like precision in this game. Could work. Okay. Now, after that. Perfect. Nearly perfect, but close enough. Perfect. We've got 2 same size bricks. Well, clay pieces. They are not bricks yet. And a few more. And we've got a house. A brick house. I should have started with a log cabin. This is advanced. I should have started with a log cabin, for example. I'm not going by the ages, which I actually did want. That was my whole theme for this Let's Play. And now we're doing brick houses. And I'm glad it worked. My timer is showing me 1 hour 42. Oh, don't tell me I didn't switch on my timer in between. Wait, what does the recording say? 27 minutes. Which is about 3 minutes before the episode. Preparation time. Like voice and all. Oh, well. So we've got this going. A third cutter to not having to hammer anymore. And the bricks are fine. Oh, I love that. So now we just get this one up to the size we want, up to the height we want. Oh, maybe it wasn't precise because it was in the stone? It sometimes does that. Okay, this looks fine. So we're putting the hammer to the side. Oops. Doing a first cut. Which looks fine. Doing a second cut. Doing a second cut. Doing a second cut. Which looks mighty fine. Okay, nothing happened because it couldn't really cut anything. And we got the third one. And just in case, honestly, I don't know. Give me a moment. I disabled my preview window. Okay, just in case. As you might be able to see, same size here, slightly off. Okay, we're measuring a millimeter now. This is fine, and this is fine. Yep, we've got bricks going. And I would say the first thing we build with it is a grill. So that means, remember the one episode where the only thing we did was gathering all of this? Next episode, we were gathering a lot of this, which means we're... Wait a second, I want to check something. Huh? There's a light in the water, can you see it? My preview window is way too small, and I do know there's no buoy. What is that light? It's like a wisp. It switches... What was that glitch? It switched locations when I approached it. Are there ghosts in this game? Ooh. Okay, no, seriously, what was that? I hope you saw it too, or I think I'm going crazy. To be honest, it's oh god, it's 3 a.m. I know that my family is watching this, and don't worry, I'm okay. It's okay if it gets a little late here. I still get my sleep, don't worry. So far, that was lovely. And then we can collect all the slime around to actually cook it. That's wonderful. And all the logs we gathered there, we can turn into a fence. I wanted to do a fence for this walkway here to make it a little bit more prominent with little stones and a fence. But I think I will instead build a fence, well, a decorative fence for the garden, for the crops. The crops there. With which we can make our lovely bread here. Decorative because, well, if you know the game, you do know that slimes love crops. And I don't think I can design a fence that will fight off slimes, especially because they come in different sizes. It's more for me to know that there is a garden, because if we just plant around the corn here, it works, but if we have a fenced-in area to make it look fine, maybe with a stone walkway like we did next to the tree in the middle, just you wait. Just you wait for it. It will look good, I promise. And we've got more rubber than we have any idea what to do with. Especially now that we have that rubber here, which I have even less idea what to do with. Well, I've got one idea. Nope. Nope. Oh, now it's too heavy. Come on. Why is it so hard to put this into place? Now, oh, come on. Huh? I don't get it. Now we're talking, okay. Yay! Woohoo! We've got a trampoline! Yay! One of my favorite parts about VR is that I don't get motion sick, so I can do the silliest stuff around without any worries, like building myself a trampoline. I wonder, wait, is there a way to move the trampoline in a way? We use something like bearings and any form of piston. Like two really huge pieces of rubber, so they can't destroy each other. And then you have a mechanism that shoots a piston up. So if you're standing on one of them, you do know what happens in Minecraft if you're standing on a slime block and activate a piston that's underneath? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here. That could be fun. Okay, that's our stone. Let's get everything back to where we want it. We've got quite a few materials here. So we've got everything here. That's more wood. Which honestly I don't use for fire anyway right now, so I can just put it down here to the other wood. And I guess that's the whole wood pile. We're gonna tidy up the place a little bit. I'm gonna do this with you. There's nothing much more happening here, so not much of a reason to stick around unless you do want to see this place be tidied up. It doesn't matter really if I just end it with words and continue doing it, or if I will just end the episode here. Like, you would know that that I take care of this place. And I think it's part of the Let's Play itself as well. Like, this is not a tutorial series or anything. This is a full-blown Let's Play, where we do see the whole gameplay. And honestly, if we're already here and talking about different stuff, why am I doing a Let's Play like this? There's barely any cuts, there's barely any editing, and there are two reasons. I think I talked about this once, I'm not sure. Sounds familiar. The first reason is time. I'm not in any way ready for any commitment to do a full-blown editing series, because that would mean, for me, way longer episodes. I mean, I could trim down a full hour, which I already play, into 20 minutes maybe. But first off, the way I speak doesn't really work with it, so I need even more material. So if I have this slur of words, I can edit out the unnecessary ones and all. But I'm not feeling safe with that tower. But yeah, I can't really dedicate too much time on that. And the second reason, honestly, is it's even worse. I like it. And that would make me really not want to stop. What do I like about it? In this day and age, these young people are way too quick. Their attention span is so small. Nah. I don't want to talk shit about anyone here. You can enjoy what you enjoy. I mean, if you're here, you actually like the slow and easy content, and I'm happy for that. If you don't, first off, why are you here? Thank you for being here. I'm honored, honestly. But it's okay. It's fine. People like what people like. Who am I to judge? And I personally don't... I do watch edited things from time to time, where you have like a minute of content, and then you jump like 10 minutes ahead for the next 3 minutes of content. It's fine. It works if you want to show progress, if you want to show kind of what I did here, like, hey, I built this in the meantime. That's my off-camera moment. If I want to do something that's too tedious or actually no fun to watch at all for what I think, I'm gonna do it off-camera. No reason to do it during a recording. But everything else, I personally think, well, you want to see how it's done, how I come to a conclusion. With the second machine was off camera, yes, because I did not know if it works, and it works better than I could have imagined. The first machine, I wanted to show you what I think. I wanted to show you what the progress is. How I came to a solution. I mean, I explained it at the beginning of the episode, but explanation and showcase are two very different things. It's funny. It's funny if you start a video and someone is like, here's a forest, and then you see a cut and everything's off. No tree standing anymore, and here's no forest. That's okay, yeah. You can use a cut like this. It's funny, I understand. But in my personal opinion, a good Let's Play, not good in terms of quality, but in something I personally prefer, is seeing the progress done. Hearing what's there to say during the deforestation, seeing every tree gone, one after another. It's more you could say it's like a podcast with gameplay. I would say that's fitting perfectly. Why is this camera still on? Camera? Light. Whoops. It's like, I kind of like it like a podcast. I just have to learn speaking, so it's actually a better podcast overall. But that's a whole other topic. That's we can talk about this later. I'm working on myself. I'm working. I try to speak more because I have a lot of pauses in between. And I still have the excuse that I'm new to this. I mean, with about 100 and what is it now? 108 episodes on my channel of different Let's Plays. Yeah, I should be able to speak by now. And I kind of do. I think. At least from what I can judge from the cutting I do. But there's still so much work and growth to do. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Well, I'm getting there, and hopefully you're on the journey. What is this doing here? Did we already complete the bait? What is this doing here? Stone. There's stone in the most random areas around here. I swear to God. That's way too much stone. Yeah, I should use this up before getting anything new. And I don't need this anymore. Yoink. Which means this comes here. Okay, I've got 4 of them now. Same size. Ooh, I could do a table with them. Wait a second. So what if we just put the bread over? Take this. And you can technically make multiple tables because this is always the same size. It's the hind flag of one of the windmills. There you can barely see it behind the tree, I think. I'm not sure, on the miniature monitor it's not so good. But it's there. And you can see maybe the tail end. Oh yeah, now that I say that, I'm thinking about zooming in during cutting. But that's another thing why I'm doing this kind of Let's Play. Cutting. I already have... This is not my job. Don't forget, this is a hobby. I'm doing this for my own fun. I'm just so very happy if you're having fun with it as well. But this is... At least it started mostly for myself. And the problem is, I only have so much time. And as you can see, I'm doing so much during an episode. And this is like, I can easily go to an hour because I'm doing Let's Plays because I like gaming. As stupid as this may sound. It's kind of a given, isn't it? But yeah, I'm doing this because I like gaming. And the thing about cutting is, if I do an hour of Let's Play, means I have an hour to watch on cutting if I don't fast forward. And fast forward is already a point where I could miss stuff. So if I would want to do it perfectly right, I need to watch every second, which means a full other hour of this content. And now the funny part, because if I find a part where I want to edit, or if I want to edit a lot, I wouldn't just watch this hour. I would watch 2 hours because I would jump back and forth in the video. And as funny as that sounds, I really don't have the time for that. It looks kind of funny with the thing in the middle. I thought a light would be great, but not with the table. I would say next up is a chair. Do we have one more of these? Or 2? We have 2 there, but that's the battery pack. Do I take the battery pack apart? Do I have any other way to do the battery pack? Wait. I think iron conducts as well, so I could use iron. Ancient alloy. That's alloy. I'm gonna show you why in a moment. Yep. Let's take this plate. Why is this plate bigger than... They are the same size. I mean, alright then. So we're just doing the same, this time with the small ones. Oh, by the way, if you can remember, an episode or two, well, 2 or 3 episodes ago, I think it was one of the episodes where it was zoomed in. I was talking about, how to call it, a fixation point, a seat point. So we could use boats or planes or whatever easier. But you know what? It's too tall. Ah, damn it. I mean, you can see what I want here. You know, having a body in this game is really not good because you can't really have a seat. You know what? Let's have an easier time with this. Hello. Oh, I can't even see myself. The only way I can see myself right now is with a little preview window, so the same you can see. For me, my whole view beside my OVR preview window is just white because my camera is not where you would expect it. Here, it's here. Oh, I fell. It's here. So you could say my eyes are in my nipples right now. That's... yeah, sitting with a character is not good. If we could work on that, I would be happy, but that's just quality of life at this point. I'm talking so much about quality of life things. But we've got 2 new tables. Yay! We just need one, and in theory, we do need the leg of the other one. Let me see if I can manage something here. Yes, I can. By doing it this way, we're putting the block here. Okay. The experts nowadays call this the blockchain. Oh my god. Sorry. Okay, let's first build the battery pack. So I have a bigger object to work with. With a width of 4. Can I do a width of 5? I can do a width of 5. A width. This is a width. Do you think my width is funny? It can be. I'm not really laughing at the person who would have it. Quite the opposite. I would feel bad actually. Though, honestly, I don't think I ever met someone who has a lisp, so I don't know how understandable they actually are. I'm just thinking it would be hard to understand them, and therefore it's kind of a sad thing, but honestly, I'm not too sure about anything there. And we could actually have the battery pack loop. Oh, it was 2 pieces. Whatever. So we can have the battery pack loose. That doesn't matter too much. And it just has to be close enough. So wait. First off, I do want to connect these 2 pieces. I hate having legs in VR, in Primitier. You have to be precise with these things. Whoop. Okay. Now we lay this around here. Right. Get rid of the pack. And I move the piece. Wonderful. You can't really see what I'm doing, can you? Here, let me do this for you. And now carefully. Yep, wonderful. Now we grab that piece. Working on the floor is hard. It was here. So now I can just lay the battery pack here. Maybe a little bit to the back. So it's kind of pseudo-connected to the front and the back. As you can see, there is a distance in the back. But that should not be a problem. What I can do is getting the battery pack, putting a lamp back here, because it won't be powered by the battery as it's not on the yellow part, but as soon as I put it here, it can tell me if it's connected to the back part. And it is connected to the back part. When this lamp shines, you know that the battery will receive power. Well, no, not necessarily. It means that the battery is connected to this back part here. It could either receive from this direction, I'm so lucky to have the pointer, from the solar panel, or it could go, or technically speaking, it could go through here, through the block, all the way back, and so the batteries will power it. But if the batteries are not in place, the lamp would be off. And the wonderful thing is, the batteries are not connected to anything. I can just take them away again. So that's cool. You don't have to connect them, and I love this. It's funny to play around with, I can imagine. So, okay. We've got some tables. We've got the possibility for bricks now, and we got the first 3 bricks. And that's it. Again, I can't see anything. I can make my life easier, I realize. I can have a look at the player. It's fine. It's fine for you. It looks mighty fine because it's how you. Oh God, I have to reach up my hands so high. It looks like they are beside my head, but I'm reaching up like I want to hit my ceiling. I mean, I'm sitting, so my hands are way too far low to hit any ceiling, but I need to stretch that. Yeah. Anyway, how well it looks, I hope you're having fun here. Let me check how long this episode was, because my timer is off, and so I really didn't care about the episode length anymore. We're at just an hour? Yeah, just an hour. No, that's cool. I can live with this. And if I see myself sitting like this, imagine a podcast episode where we're doing nothing. That's my menu. I can have 2 menus. Ooh. Imagine a podcast episode where I'm just sitting down here. Maybe I do need something to sit on my floor, because this now I'm on head height. The head won't go lower than this. This way we could do a podcast episode, like, today we're talking about, today we're talking about memes. Do you know Rick Astley? You know what? Sitting around like this, I wish there was multiplayer, because having one seat here and talking to another person beside me. I don't know who I would invite, but that would be a funny episode. Oops. And it's building up. We are having miscellaneous stuff like the table here, and I even could... Wait. Fancy some bread? Nom nom nom. Breakfast. That's how we start the day here. Around 8 p.m. we're starting the day. That sounds like, yeah, that sounds about right here. Oh my. Yeah, you know, I'm actually bad with ending calls as well, so I'm gonna cut it off here. I'm gonna wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for sticking around. I hope my ramblings are fun to you. I hope the whole building is fun to you. Next time around, we will maybe get some bricks done. I would be happy with that. So then, see you around. Bye bye. Oh god, 3 a.m. Maybe now I can get some sleep.